More than 45 million Americans smoke, and cigarette companies spend about $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. Well, this morning, the Food and Drug Administration is ready to make cigarettes a lot less appealing, at least visually. CBS News correspondent Elaine Quijano has that story for us this morning. Elaine, good morning.
Good morning to you, Chris. Well, the FDA is unveiling new graphic warnings that, beginning in September 2012, will have to be displayed on the front and back of cigarette packs and appear on all advertisements. Anti-smoking advocates are calling it an historic achievement to combat smoking and hope the regulations will be especially helpful in keeping America's young people away from cigarettes.
Americans will soon be facing a very ugly picture when they reach for a cigarette. For the first time, the FDA unveiled 9 graphic picture warnings, which will have to appear on the top 50% of the front and back of cigarette packs and cover at least 20% of all cigarette ads.
It's the most dramatic change in warning of cigarettes in the history of our nation.
For decades, a written warning was required on cigarette packaging, but anti-smoking advocates say the new warnings are long overdue and will help target the most vulnerable, the young and uneducated.
Tobacco use remains the #1 preventable cause of premature death and disease in the United States, killing over 440,000 Americans every year. These warning labels are one of the most cost-effective ways both to reach kids who are thinking about smoking and adults who are thinking about quitting.
The approach is not new. The U.S. will be the 43rd country to use graphic picture warnings. Research says it works.
There's very little downside to having very graphic, very vivid communication of risk in the form of pictures on packaging.
In Australia, 62% of quitters said picture warnings helped them give up smoking. In the European Union, 30% of former smokers said health warnings helped keep them from smoking again.
Ultimately, the effectiveness of a lot of these graphic warning labels is their ability to evoke emotion or negative affect, primarily fear, that will in turn encourage smokers to quit smoking.
Now, many of the nation's largest tobacco companies have sued, alleging the graphic warnings violate their First Amendment rights. The FDA says, like it or not, changes are coming to cigarette packs in 2012.
All right, CBS's Elaine Quijano. Elaine, thank you very much.